Hey, it's a Friday, and I get a lot of questions about the stuff behind me. I haven't done a comprehensive overview of what's behind me in quite some time, so I've decided to actually get up out of my chair so you can see it better. And I'm going to go over these things and point out what they are and explain them to you once and for all, which is going to require me to be using, number one, an extra microphone, hopefully it's working, and an extra camera right here. So this is kind of here we go, let's get all meta. How about that? So, without further ado, let's talk about what's behind me, shall we? I'm going to start at the top left over here, and I'm going to cut back and forth between these different microphones and so on. Of course, the beware of low-flying owls doesn't need much explanation. That was sent in by a viewer after I joked about that, but I did see a sign that actually said that down in Florida a few years ago. And of course, that's what gets us here to this low-flying owl right here. So there, of course, is the plaque you get for having 100,000 subscribers. You don't get a second plaque till you hit 1 million. That might be a while, my friends. So, of course, that, again. Couple license plates. We have the lawyer from the SAC and Fox Nation. We have the non sequitur sent in by a viewer. We got the unicycle there, as I mentioned a long time ago that I did, in fact, at one point in time have a unicycle. Couple radio tubes back there. I've got a bunch of them on the set, and then a couple of knives back there. And then, of course, we have the Oxford English Dictionary, 20 volumes, 10 on this side, 10 on the other side. Working our way across the top, of course, got the license plates. Shelby, I got that because of my Cobra. Somebody sent it in, actually. Thank you very much. Behind that is a Sisu license plate. Sisu is a Finnish word. Doesn't translate very well directly into English, but there was a movie recently made called Sisu. I highly recommend it. It's a little violent, but it's fun. We got the Alabama lemon law. I got a bunch of lemon law plates sent in by viewers. Civil asset forfeiture sucks. CAF sucks. People ask because they can't always see those letters clearly on camera. Sailing was sent in by somebody who said that their personalized sailing license plate got stolen. They were forced to order 2 new ones from Massachusetts. They sent me one because they have an extra. Thank you very much. Viewer sent in de minimis, and that is the correct spelling. I double checked. You got yourself looking at the business end of an M1 Army tank, which is powered by a turbine engine. And below that, Res Ipsa, a real license plate that an attorney used to have on his car, which is short for Res Ipsa Loquitur, which is the thing speaks for itself, which is a legal term that you learn in law school, and beyond that, very rarely ever use it in real life. Of course, lawyer dogs are always available by request, but only Monday through Friday, 7 to 7, sent in by a viewer. Thank you very much. All the microphones are just old microphones. I've had a collection going now for a good 30 years, so I've got more, but these are the coolest ones of all. Somebody gave me this one. That's a 60 years of audio excellence plaque, so I like that one a lot. It's, of course, related to that. That's made by Shure, a very, very famous microphone. Next, I think that's the oldest microphone of all, is this RCA ribbon mic. Tom, thank you very much. And then we've got a bunch of cars. So we've got a turbine car, which of course I wrote a book about. Jay Leno's got one. There is the coin slot from an old video game, 25 cents, insert coin to play. Got the Charger Daytona model as driven by Bobby Isaac in 1969 and 70. And I've driven the car that model's based on. Got yourself a Rock Rooster boot. That little stone there, believe it or not, is from Little Bighorn. My friend John got that for me. Today will be awesome. Today will be awesome. Lauren gave that to me, a good friend of mine. We got a Tucker over here. I wrote a book about Tucker, of course. And this is a model based on the Tucker. Over here, we got a Viper model. Got that going for me. It's identical to the one I've got in my garage right now. And then we've got a little blue and white Cobra, which is similar to the one I got in the garage, although this one's got white side pipes, but it's hard to find a perfect match. And then down here we got a lawyer dog, of course, and behind that is a Quebec license plate. Nothing significant about the plate, except I've always liked their motto, Je me souviens, I, myself, remember. As a historian, I think that's important that we remember things. The blue books, of course, are law books. That thing right there I did an entire video about. That's the membership cards of the Western Federation of Miners, the group that went on strike in 1913 in the copper mines of Michigan, which is where the Italian Hall disaster happened, which is what that block of wood is from. Over here we've got a book called Hillsborough the Truth, which is one of the greatest history books ever written. The man who wrote it, in my mind, is a hero for writing it. If you're interested in history, please consider reading that book. The reason I have had it on the set since I read it is I was so moved by it that I couldn't believe the amount of work the guy put into writing such an excellent book, and the result is so good. More law books. Law for New York City was sent in by a guy who was, in fact, an attorney, I believe, for the city of New York. And then up here are two more books that just got added, Unsinkable and The Other Side of the Night, both by Daniel Butler. Fabulous books about the sinking of the Titanic. Belt Buckle from Richard Petty. That's the 43 Superbird. And then we've got a copper coin there. Copper ingot. And then, of course, the sword here is a World War I naval officer sword lent to me by the family of the descendants of the guy who actually had that during World War I. Very, very cool. And it's joined, of course, on set by two other Civil War sabers. There's one right there, and there's one over there as well. Then down here, license plate for the Concours d'Elegance, Hilton Head Island. I was at this event, but I was there because of the film festival where they showed the Turbine Car documentary. But one of the organizers sent me that. Thank you very much. Got a $100 bill here. Got the Batmobile with Caped Crusaders jumping in. Got the three books over there, three of my favorite history books, and they're by Fernand Braudel, including The Structure of Everyday Life, which is a very, very cool book. A variety of other books. I'm not going to get into the books all, because it's just a bunch of books that I've read and enjoyed. But over here, I do have a stack of books, which is largely music books. I love autobiographies written by musicians. We have Barrister Dog, representing, of course, the lawyer dogs, but on the other side of the Atlantic. U.S. Coast Guard, sent in by a member of the U.S. Coast Guard. Turbine Car model still in the box, and of course a Tesla, because you got to represent. And so that's the top two shelves there. And then we work our way across a little further, and we do have some things here. We've got the S. Lehto license plate in honor of the USS Cole. We've got a bank. I get asked about the bank about once a week. That is an actual coin bank. There's a coin slot right there. It's an actual coin bank. You can order them off Amazon. A couple $100, really cool, but really, really heavy. Here's another Civil War saber and some more license plates are on the ground. And then I think I did a whole video where I talked about that, which is the University of Michigan graduating class 1929 law school. And over here we have the rest of the OEDs. I get asked from time to time, Paddle to the Sea is that book right there. It's a children's book about the Great Lakes. I've always thought that was a fabulous book, and I think more people should read it if they haven't already. And then, of course, we've got some more radio tubes and things sent in by viewers over here, including a thermos of some sort, a bunch of mugs, and so on. And I've got other license plates on the ground which will work their way into the rotation somewhere along the road. But I think that covers everything back here. But, of course, a lot of stuff that you hear me talking about or that I whip out on camera on just, a lot of that stuff is back here also. And a lot of these license plates, like I said, just rotate through the collection as time goes by. I think that's everything. Is it? Let's even get some good shots here, good angles. And of course, you can see, I'm not sure how much of my background junk you want to see, but you'll notice on the ground over here is a poster of Robbie Robertson. It's autographed, but I don't have room for them on the wall just yet. And of course, Milo and Wolfie. And I've mentioned them quite a few times. So, and I suppose I probably should, just because I'm always claiming this exists, to let you know. But we have right here all the t-shirts in the current rotation. Current rotation of t-shirts. So I grab a t-shirt off of the end right here, wear it today, and then put it back at that end over there. So that's that's what's going on there. So, and I always worry about things. I'll show you. You guys are friends of mine. I'll show you. So there is what the studio looks like from back here. And of course, you got yourself your camera. right? And you got yourself your microphone and chair. People say, Steve, why do you sit in a cheap chair? Because I don't need to have a big chair on set. And I've got these big old dusty lamps here to put some light on me. So I'll now sit back down again and tell you that is a tour of the set. I hope it came out. I hope the sound worked. Otherwise, I got to take another shot at that. Thanks. Talk to you later.